Hello, everybody. Glad to have you here. Want to make sure you can hear me. So if you can hear the sound of my voice, if you could just go ahead and raise your hand under reactions. Okay, perfect. Yay. Welcome everybody. So glad to see you all here. You can put your hands down now if I'm glad you can hear me. Yeah, happy spring. We're moving into the not quite the middle yet of spring, for those of us up here in the northern hemisphere. And I've been spending this morning out in a garden. I'm working at a farm this spring. So yeah, I just popped off to join you all here. And so far we have a smaller group so far, and that's great. We'll just see how it goes. And we might have some more time to work on one-on-one, which would be, wonderful as well. So I'm just thankful to everyone that's here and everyone else who joins the call and listens on the replay. So yeah, and we'll just get started with any requests for assistance. If you're new here, the purpose of this call is to provide support utilizing the Sedona Method, as well as if you have any questions about this technique, if you've been trying it on your own, this is a place where you can ask questions. And then also if you've been working with the Sedona Method for a little while and it's made a difference in your life, this is really a great opportunity to share those gains, share how this has supported you, to inspire others who might be newer to the process. So with that said, the floor is open for questions, sharing, and assistance. And I know Lorenz was the first one on this call and did have his hand raised initially. So Lorenz, if you want support, feel free to raise your hand. Otherwise, I will continue with the next person.
I'll go second.
Hi. Oh, okay, I'll go second.
No, I just
Okay.
said I'll go second.
Perfect. All right. Well, I see Rachel with her hand raised.
I'm ready to go. Good morning.
Hello. Oh, it's
Good
so good
morning.
to have you here again with us, Rachel.
I'm
Always
so excited how many times I get to see you this month.
I know, isn't it great?
It's really great.
Oh,
Um,
what's
well,
going on?
I don't typically share. I'm gonna do a gain and an ask.
Okay.
Um, but a gain for me has been through doing the Sedona method, working with you and listening to Hale as well. There's this sort of phrase that keeps coming up, which is um, that's how that's how we're perceiving it. This is the perception of what's happening. And I
Hmm.
find myself being incredibly anxious when I'm falling asleep. And I start to tell myself, this is just what you're perceiving. And
Mhm.
what it does to my body is sets like this massive relaxation. And I'm
Mm.
able to just like let things flow, but not hold on to them. And
Ugh,
that's been a huge, huge gain for me.
ugh. I love that, Rachel. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm grateful that I have that tool now.
Isn't it amazing, the simplest thing? Hale says often, it's very similar to the phrasing that you use, this is just what's apparently happening. Which it sounds so simple, but as you mentioned, it can have such a profound impact on the body. We have such a tendency to make meaning and, try to make sense of things and understand it. And it's just this endless loop. And so just to step back and be like, this is just what's happening. Or this is the perception of what's happening, is
Mhm.
so powerful. So yeah, and I'm so glad you have that. And just anytime that we can, these support calls are such a great service and opportunity, but to really bring the tools into your life um, is such a key. And so I love that you've been able to do that. And, it doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah,
So woohoo!
absolutely. I know. Uh,
Yay, that's so good.
but but some support I'm looking for today is I have become I've always known, but I've become very blatantly aware that there's a lot of rage trapped in my body, and I
Mm,
wanted to see if we could do some releasing on the limitations or the bounds that kind of keep it at bay. I want to feel it and I want to let it go. And there
perfect.
is something that's sort of, you know, chaining it up to not let it be expressed.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and I love when people ask about, we have the spectrum of emotions. And one of those is anger, which rage is just an amplified, version of anger. And often we have many of us have a kind of a resistance to anger or rage. We feel like it's bad or wrong, and it's very common to push it down or not express. And so one thing that Hale offers, and I want to start with this with you, Rachel,
Mhm.
and anybody else, on the call that also, may notice some anger or rage in the body or a reluctance to express it, please feel free to join on this as well. So you might have, Rachel, something specific that you feel rage towards, or it could also be more general. But whatever it is, and can you imagine acting that out? Like, and we're not going to actually do this, but just giving yourself permission, just in your imagination and your mind's eye, to like, what if I could fully express that rage? Like, what if there was no consequence, nothing bad was going to happen, but just in your mind, can you just imagine acting that out? And if you're not visual, some of us are more visual than others, in that imagination, you could maybe feel into the body and feel where that emotion may be trapped. When you feel that repressed rage, or anger, where in the body does it seem to emanate from? And you could just connect with that part of you, and also feel like, what would it, just allowing that to move through? Or what thoughts might I have if I was really just like letting rage or anger just come out in full force? Whatever it is, to allow it to be expressed within your mind, within your imagination. And could you allow that even more? Could you allow that expression to be 5% more?
Mhm.
And could you allow it just another 5%? It's like there's no consequence. This is fully supported in this space.
This
So
is
just
where it won't get bigger. There's
okay,
something
that's
that like even in my imagination won't let it like fully like it's because it seems terrifying.
okay. So can you welcome what feels terrifying? Just knowing this is like, this is a response of the body. It's just doing what it does. Knowing in this moment, everything's okay. Nobody's being hurt. And just allowing whatever emotions are coming up, just acknowledging it. It's like, I see you. It's okay. And whatever it is that you're noticing, whatever it is that you're imagining, can you just look into it a little bit more? We don't have to make it bigger. Just like sitting with this for a few more moments. And as you do this, just notice the reaction in the body, whatever it is. And as you do that, acknowledging like all is well, everything's okay. Just imagining and feeling and noticing. Okay, Rachel, what's here now?
Um, I'm sitting with it and
Mhm.
I it feels like I put on too tight of clothes, and
Okay.
I feel it's filling my body, and it's like
Mhm.
pressing against like just everything, and it wants to come out, but it's like so suffocated in the body.
Okay. So things are happening, which is great. So, because there's something that you could actually do in the physical material world right now to loosen something. Maybe it's like the clothes that you're actually wearing, if there's some way you could like loosen it in some way, or even just move the body. You're
Well, I
noticing
can
what,
take off the weighted blanket I'm wearing.
let's take that off. That sounds
That
very
helps.
cozy. Yeah, sounds cozy, but let's just give an expression. Yeah, of like, okay, there's an opening.
Alright.
And then
And I'm
also, what was that?
opening my arms.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. That's great. And then notice as you're like opening and you're actually allowing that expansion, just notice you mentioned the sense of tightness. And so just noticing as you tune into the body, as you feel where those emotions might be uh, causing a sense of contraction, just notice if there's any movement that wants to happen to just help facilitate that release. And whatever is happening, can you just remind yourself that all is well here? We're just having a little bit movement. We're just stirring things up a little, creating some space, just allowing whatever wants to flow through to just move through the body with ease. And what are you noticing now?
Well, I stood up,
Right?
and now I'm kind of just like wiggling my body, almost like trying to get like comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Good. And
And
what
that
feel
the movement helps it feels less stuck.
mm-hmm. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, and what feelings are here as you just explore this movement with a place from a place of curiosity?
Sadness
Oh, good.
and curiosity is definitely here.
Perfect.
Um, and I feel a little bit of the anger, but it's more sadness than anything.
Okay. Well, that is very common. Um, I like to quote Brene Brown. Anger is sad's bodyguard. So,
Hmm.
I mean, like literally, I can't think of a time that somebody had that anger show up, and as we released it, as we let it go, that sadness appeared. It's
Hmm.
so that's a great indicator that things are moving. And so, sadness has a different energy. So could you just welcome that feeling that's here now?
Yes.
Yeah. And really, as you do that, can you bring in some tenderness? That comfort, when we feel sad, that sense of nurturing or comfort. It's like, hey, it's okay. I'm here for you. Can you bring that in here? Really allowing the sadness to be just as it is. There's Permission to feel what you feel, what's being felt in this moment. And is there a certain area of the body where that sadness seems to occupy?
It's in behind my heart chakra, like the back side, and in my
Yeah.
throat.
Okay, great. So could you just notice those sensations? Any sensations in the throat and the heart connected to this feeling? Can you just allow it to be as it is? And then can you notice an area of the body where there's an openness, where there's a sense of ease and calm?
That's harder.
Okay, what about your left knee? How's that area doing?
It's actually okay.
Okay, so just notice that. No, everything's okay over here. And then again, noticing that area where there's a sense of contraction. It might still be in the heart and the throat, and it could have shifted. Wherever it is, can you bring in that sense of curiosity? Like, oh, this is what it feels like here. Just simply allowing what is without trying to understand it or get rid of it or make it wrong in any way. Just simply notice. And then both of those areas, if they're still in those two places, that contraction exists within space. It appears within the space of the body. So regardless of how big it is, it still exists within space itself. So could you simply notice that space? And if it's harder to connect to, you can just simply, have an awareness around it. Go, there's spaciousness where these sensations appear. And just welcome that spaciousness as best you can. And one more time, just noticing any contraction, any sense of holding on. And could you allow that contraction to loosen a little, to unwind, unravel, to let go? Soften, dissolve. And then can you notice any sense of opening around that space that now has shifted in some way? Perhaps it's easier to relax into it. So whatever spaciousness you're able to welcome, can you imagine that expanding even more? Noticing it as it expands throughout the body. Even if an area feels contracted, the space still moves through it. So bringing in that sense of curiosity, can you just notice that space expanding throughout and beyond the body? that space where everything appears upon. Can you welcome that? And what are you noticing now, Rachel?
I'm noticing that it feels like originally it was contained within me, but now it feels like it's sort of uh, like seeping out to those outer spaces. Like there's still part of it I'm feeling, but it feels like it's being sort of diluted by being opened with space.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Does this feel like a good stopping point for you to you just keep
Yeah,
noticing how it shifts? Great.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
think
with,
that's good.
yeah. And if in the beginning you mentioned that feeling of rage, we're glad that it
Hmm.
shifted now, but anytime that it may appear again to, you might invite that, opportunity like we started with of just imagining yourself just expressing it,
Hmm.
just making that okay, to just express what you feel, whatever it might be, and just see what happens.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I think the important part. Thank you.
You're welcome, friend. Thank
Thanks.
you.
All right, I'll mute.
Okay. All right, everybody. The floor is open. If you would like to ask questions, request support, or share a game, just raise your hand. Or
Can
Lorenz.
can we do a quick one on fear?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
Oh yeah, it's just I every time I start work, I feel very anxious,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like some assistance with that.
Okay. And is there any belief that accompanies this anxious feeling?
Well, there's got to be.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, there no belief, no anxiety. No,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, there is probably even more than one.
Okay. Well, is there one that wants to be expressed first?
Yeah, it goes something like if I mess up work, then I won't have any money, and then that would be bad. But then in general,
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good one to start with.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the main one.
Okay. If I mess up, I won't have any money. All right.
Yeah, and then there'll be whatever, many things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So in this moment, could you allow yourself to focus on this feeling of fear and the anxiousness that accompanies it? Just really allowing it to be as it is, as much as it's here in this moment.
Yeah.
Good. And then could you also focus on this belief that if I mess up at work, I won't have any money?
Mm-hmm.
Just really letting that belief be here and feel as true as it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And Lorenz, is this belief helping you at work? Is it benefiting you?
No.
Okay. So if you could let go of this thought, of this belief, if that was something that you could just let go, could you make that choice to do that?
Absolutely, I would.
Okay. So if you could, would you?
100%.
And when would you like to do that?
No.
Okay. So just noticing anything that is just ready to shift, to unwind, to let go. Just allowing it to be released.
Yes.
Oh, good. I heard a yawn.
Mm-hmm.
And then just seeing what's still holding on. Might be the same belief, or it may have shifted a little.
There's definitely some still holding on. I don't know where it exactly comes from.
It's okay. We don't need to know.
Yeah.
So just noticing that holding on. And for a moment, could you give yourself permission to hold on just a little bit more?
Yes.
Okay, good. And now knowing that this doesn't actually serve you, doesn't actually support you to get what you want, just for now, and as best you can, could you let that go too?
At least partially, yes.
Okay, well, that's perfect. And would you, if you could, just partially let that go?
Undoubtedly.
And when? When would you like to let go a little bit more of that?
In this moment.
Perfect. So just could you just allow that to be released? Allow it to move through. And let's just do that one more time, just noticing anything else that still appears to be holding on.
Mm-hmm.
And for a moment, could you just simply allow that? Notice it. And
Yeah.
could you okay, good. And could you let it go?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Good. When?
Oh.
Perfect. And now I invite you to notice what would be beyond this belief you once had. If you could imagine what's on the other side of it, if we could just entirely just wipe it all out, what would be there in its place?
Well, it would be either just beingness,
Mm-hmm.
or if it were to be replaced, there would be the openness to the possibility that there there will be no scarcity, financial scarcity.
Yeah, beautiful. So in this moment, could you open yourself to the possibility of abundance? Could you just
Yes.
yeah, just welcoming that. And
Yeah.
could you good. And could you also be open to the possibility of trusting that that is here for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, could you be open to trust within yourself of the work that you do, your expertise, what you know, what you contribute, just really seeing like yourself in that role at work. I got this.
Yeah.
Good. And what's here now, Lorenz?
It feels good. It feels complete. Very good.
Perfect.
Really very good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks so much. It's I've been chipping away at this for a while, and it really makes a difference. Releasing on it.
I love that. I love that. Well, maybe, we'll see. Maybe there's going to be even less to chip away at
Yeah,
after
yeah.
today.
Or nothing at all. Yeah.
Exactly. Perfect. All right. Thank you, my
Thanks. Yeah.
friend.
Thanks, Evan.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, the floor is open for questions, sharing, and assistance if anyone would like to go. Perfect. We have Catherine. Okay, Catherine, if you want to unmute.
Oh,
Hey, friend.
hello. I'm not good at this technology.
You're
This-
perfect. You're
I
doing
know, but
great.
now I have my video on, which I don't want on.
Oh no,
Oh,
you're good over
okay.
here.
I don't know. I hit some button and my camera went on. Okay.
You're fine. You're fine.
I had a question,
Yeah.
and then I have a good unwinding to do.
Hmm.
Training program, the training program for that Hale is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it I guess what I wanted to know is it I'm guessing it requires a fair amount of interaction, like time commitment.
Are you talking about the facilitator training?
Yes.
Um, it's very flexible. I don't remember now when I first took it, and every year I review it again. So
Mm-hmm.
what it consists of is recordings when he did it in person. He did a live event that was recorded. I think it was over a weekend. And each week they you get access to a certain amount of videos that you can watch for that week. And then Hale will do 2 support calls that week if you want to join in person. And so, and even if you can't attend those support calls to ask questions, those will be recorded as well. So it's really your own pace. I mean, the only thing that is on a set time would be those support calls. So you can really go through it in your own time. The one thing that we really do recommend is that you have a releasing partner, somebody that's also going through the training is ideal. So you both can practice the different techniques together as you go through the program.
Okay. All right. And they offer it like once a year, I think. Is that
Yep.
true?
It's this time every year. Yeah.
Okay. All
And
right,
so
good.
and then once you sign up, if you decide to take it, then every year you can review it at no additional cost, which is
Okay.
really nice. Yeah, it's great.
Okay. It's very it's very drawing to me, but I have a lot of commitments until the end of August this year, and so
Yeah.
maybe I'll just wait
Yeah.
and do it next year. Okay.
Okay.
So I'd like to release on body dysmorphia,
Okay.
but it's kind of I've been working on it, like Lorenz was saying. I've been chiseling away at this,
Mm-hmm.
and what I don't have a big no, I'm not going to do plastic surgery. How about that?
Yeah, good. Okay.
Like I'm not, I draw the line of my physical presentation at blood sacrifice, I say.
Mm-hmm.
I really realize that it comes from very old things that in order to feel comfortable and safe, more safe in my family and not be uh, judged and measured and monitored and shamed, I had to look a certain way. From my own armor was to look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you fit in these clothes, you look like this, you feel like this, you're fine. But I found that, as you get older, things change. And that image I had that protected me from anything people said to me, and they were very expressive. Now it's still stuck there.
Hmm.
Does that, so I'm like, well, you're not 28, you're 30, you're 60.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And things change, and you're disciplined and you're doing all the right things, but it kind of blocks me from doing things. That was a
Mm-hmm.
way that I wouldn't enter into an event or an arrange, I wouldn't go visit family unless I felt that I was I would call it my armor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hair's right, dressed right, size is right, everything's right now. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
That was how I kind of protected myself. And but I see it as a block to walking out the door of my house sometimes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I don't like the way that outfit looks. I'm not going.
Yeah. Okay.
And
And
I have this niece that tells me I'm just way so charming. I should be out visiting with people.
hmm, yeah,
I'm also glad that my niece didn't burn the house down today.
that is good. That is good.
That it was only an imagined rage.
Exactly.
Don't torch the place.
Um,
Okay.
so I just want to make sure I'm clear because I feel like I'm hearing. So there's the armoring, in order to feel safe. But then
That
when I hear the word the body dysmorphia, that also to me that like I get a sense of like rejection of the body. So which one feels more in this moment? What appears to be happening? And maybe they're connected, but I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Yeah, it's really armoring. I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm very grateful for my body. It's amazing. It's done
Okay.
amazing things for me.
Okay.
But
Mm,
it's the illusion of the criticisms I've endured over a lifetime.
okay. And what would you say, because we're going to do a little bit of holistic releasing on this, just going back and forth. And so
Okay.
there's the armoring and that need to protect. But then what would, those times when you do feel safe in the body, what other words would you give to that? Um, what would be on the other side of that armoring?
Um, Ease.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable. Um, I can express myself. Um, my body is just a hologram. It's
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
it's really a little tricky because as I've peeled it apart, I I'm I feel okay about my body.
Mm-hmm. Great.
I mean, it's does a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. It works 48-hour shifts. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's had children. It's breastfed. It's managed a lot of things. It's been a great chariot for my soul.
Beautiful.
But that protection is more. Um, I created it as a young person from a very, very vitriolic sister and
Mm-hmm.
mother, and so. But I said, okay, I can't even get involved in all of what they're saying. There's so
Yeah.
much. I'm just going to have these criteria for me.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but instead of being a size 8, I'm a size 10.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't really want to go out unless I'm a size 8 because they could be vitriolic and I'm not in the
Yeah.
mood.
Right.
So it's kind of it's almost childish,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
but I can't quiet the child.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see where this goes. And let's try and decide if I want to do it as a group release, but we'll just work together one-on-one on this.
We can do it as I kind of think it's something a lot of us have different dimensions of this.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and do it as a group release, and then I'll come back to you, make sure, see where we're at when that's done.
Okay.
Okay. So anyone here that, may have a complicated relationship with the body, I just invite you to follow along as we do a group release around this. So in this moment, can you pause and stop and notice what is? And could you notice this thing that we call our body? This container that carries us throughout this experience. And can you check to see what your thoughts are around the body? As Catherine mentioned, there may be a sense of feeling like you need to armor or protect yourself from the rest of the world through the body. So if so, can you notice that? Notice the ways that the things that you might do to feel safe in the body. Noticing how you might use the body to shield from life. And there might be other thoughts around your body. It could be a sense that it doesn't look quite right. In whatever way that might be, could you just simply notice what your relationship is with your body? And just seeing if there's any sense of resistance or rejection around how it appears to be. Could you just allow whatever's here around that? Just simply noticing. Noticing any sense of judgment or anything that feels wrong in any way. Could you just welcome that as best you can? And then could you notice any wanting to do anything with or about this? Notice any sense of things needing to change or wanting to control the body in any way. Could you notice if there's any sense of pushing away, wanting it to be different, making it wrong? Any sense of I need to get rid of this, I need to change this? As well as any sense of holding close. There might be a sense of, oh, this is just how it is. My body's always going to be this way. That sense of, just accepting it, but not in a way that's peaceful, just kind of a sense of, any sense of grudgement around that, like, oh, this is just what it is. Why bother to change? Or any sense of holding on to any story, any belief about the body. So just noticing that pushing away as well as any holding close. And any sense of wanting to do anything with or about this. Just noticing what's here in this moment around the body. And then could you also notice what feels personal? What feels like this is mine? Regardless of how you feel about the body, you feel that sense of ownership. This is my body. So notice any sense of me or mine, what feels personal. Noticing how you may have identified with your body being a certain way. And that feels like you. It's who I am. But that knowing that the body shifts, the body changes. So if it changes, how could that be the core of who you are? What if you're not the body at all? It's just a container, it's a shell. Just like your car you drive around in, or the house you live in. So just noticing anything, any sense of identification with the body, and just allowing it to be just as it is. And finally, I invite you to notice what's beyond all of this. What's beyond any sense of needing to change the body, wanting it to be different, or identifying it as me? What if all of that melted away? And could you be open to the possibility of being something far greater than your container? Could you welcome that sense of beingness? That sense of lightness, expansion, that sense of vast, vast emptiness, creative potential, life itself, manifesting through this physical form. And in this moment, could you allow yourself to relax into that beingness, into life itself? And could you also welcome that love that you are? And could you feel that love permeate all throughout the body? Every cell, every membrane, the vast ocean inside of you. Just feeling that loving presence. And could you extend that love to this body that cares for you in every single moment? Could you allow that love to permeate throughout the being that you are? Could you allow what is to be and be and be? All right, Catherine, how are we doing?
It was very interesting. I went from all of the vitriol I heard on the outside coming at the armor
Mm-hmm.
to going, okay, to really going inside through like all the ways that I've taken care of the systems, looking at that pancreas, talking to that gallbladder and working with the liver. And I mean, and seeing the symphony of it all. And then seeing the limitless when we went way beyond. And I love to be out in the spirit space,
I
but
know you
being
do.
able, but being able to bring it into the body and give all of those organ systems down to the marsh in my bone marrow, breath and infinite possibilities, limitlessness. And I just kept watching the outer shell shrink. If it was an inch of armor at the beginning, it became almost invisible.
Beautiful. That's great.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you, friend. Thank you. Before we end today, I wanted to make sure everybody knew about my new program. We started it last month, and we do it once a month on the third Wednesday, the same time as this support call. So it's noon Eastern Daylight Time, and it's a 75-minute program, and it's very similar to what we're doing today, bringing in the Sedona Method. But we also bring in don't worry, Marie, I'm going to catch you in a minute. I just want to make sure I announce this. So deep listening, it aligns with nature and the seasons and helps us connect with the energy happening around us to bring in more flow and ease into our lives. So I'm going to put it in the chat. If you guys want to check it out, you can visit my website for more information. And you can come once, you can come the rest of the season, throughout the whole year, the third Wednesday of every month. It's very affordable, and yeah, just a new offering. So just want to make sure you guys knew about that. All right, Marie, you are next.
Hi, thanks.
Hi. You're
Sorry,
so
I got a little
welcome.
panicked. I was on another call and they ran out of time. And
Oh, you're like,
I
I
was
want to
like,
get in. I want to get
and
in.
yesterday I was on the Sedona call and she doesn't know that people are raising their hand and nobody got a chance to. It's
Oh,
just been a little
yeah.
frustrating.
I heard there was a problem with Maestro. So
Maestro's terrible. It's been terrible, but they won't change it. I don't know why.
yeah.
It doesn't
Well,
let you know when your hand is raised, when it's not raised. It doesn't tell you how to do it. It's just, I don't know why they choose that system.
I don't know either. We're trying to figure that out.
They seem attached to it. They won't get rid of it. So I guess they're attached to it.
Yeah, but here we are. I'm so glad we
yeah.
got to get you. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I was doing okay, but it just seems like the last couple of days have been really horrendous.
Okay.
I'm just so stressed out. And people around me are I don't know, they're booking jobs, they're getting inheritances. Like my neighbor, her dad died and they just sold a house for almost $1 million. And so her and her sister get to split it. And like their whole lives have changed and they're just like lifted out of, debt and everything else. And I'm just watching this before my eyes. And I'm like, that kind of amazing luck never happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
Never. And everybody in my sisters, we all have different fathers. They all got inheritances. I was the only one who didn't. And so here I am with nothing at 60 years old. I have nothing, even though I worked since I was like 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like, rent is due. I'm like down to my last couple of thousand or something. I'm like, I'm totally broke. Still. And I just don't see how I'm ever going to get out of this. I don't even have the option anymore to go work some job I hate. That's not even an option anymore. And even if I did, it would just be some wage slave thing. And I'm like, what happened? I used to have such optimism and thinking I was going to change everything. And I've been doing this for I guess I failed at this because I've been doing this now for a couple of years and I've been trying to do it over and over and over so it works. And I'm like, okay, I just got to keep doing it no matter how it feels. And I'm just like, why isn't anything working? Why am I still here? Why am I still in this spot?
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Do you from what you're sharing, what comes to me is diving in. Do you have you worked with that technique?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Some people have different experiences with it, so I just wanted to see, but we'll start with that. Um, it can be very useful when there's a lot of emotion. So, and the idea is that, there's a situation that is happening and what's happening in your environment and I understand it's causing a lot of stress and it's difficult. But then there's also how we respond to things, which can change. And so, just in this moment, just noticing what you feel, noticing what you shared with me. Yeah. Hmm. Noticing how it feels in the body, noticing the thoughts that are here. What happened? Nothing's working. I failed at everything. I won't get out. Just allowing it all to be as it is. Yeah. Mm. Noticing everything that feels difficult, that's been difficult. And then just for a moment, as best as you can, could you go just peek through these feelings? If you could step through, sometimes I like imagine there's like a beaded curtain or something. You could just kind of go into the feelings, even though they can be so big and these, there's real questions that you're asking that are arising. They're still just at the surface of who we are, even though they can cause so much disruption. So as best as you can you dive in? Can you go into that feeling? And just notice what's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then could you even go in further, piercing through that layer, going even further into the core of who you are? Just notice. Notice what's there.
Nothing. I'm nothing.
Okay. Yeah. We're all nothing. The stories of who we are, our identities, it's all things that we create. At the core of it
Yeah,
all,
right.
it's true.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, okay. That doesn't
But
help when that you're looking at rent and
okay.
people around you are getting literally
It,
millions and you're like
are
living in poverty, even though you're,
are the
been working
are
your whole
these
fucking life.
okay? But these thoughts that you're having, are those helping? Is
I
that
can't
getting
control them. I can't
okay?
control them. I can't make them be different. I'm just looking at my entire life. This is happening over and over and over to me.
Okay, would you like to just keep having those thoughts?
I'm not in control of them. I
I'm
didn't
not
create them.
I'm not telling you that I'm not saying that. But would you want to keep holding on? Do you want to, are they serving you?
I guess not, but I'm not in control of them.
I'm not
When you ask me that question, I sound like I'm supposed to be thinking something else, but I don't know how to
no,
think something else.
that's not what I'm saying. So in this moment, just notice all the thoughts that are arising. Everything
Okay.
that's here. Yeah, and just like it's here. Yeah, it's showing up. And now, if you could choose something else, if that was an option, could you make that choice if it was available to you?
If I could choose to be employed, yeah, I would make that choice. I would make that choice. I would make that choice to have my career. Yeah, to have money. Definitely. I would make that choice. But
Then
business like is in my control.
okay. So noticing everything that feels out of control. Everything that feels like it's out of your hands. There's nothing I can do. I'm at the
So it's never
mercy of,
gonna happen.
yeah, it's not going to happen. I'm at the mercy, like all of that, just noticing what feels out of control. And noticing how much you want control. How much you wish that was here. And
Okay.
would you like to keep wanting control? Would you like to keep feeling out of control?
No.
Okay. So if you could, even just for a moment, even just a moment to have a little bit more sense of calm, a sense of clarity, just a relief. So just for now in this moment, to bring a little more ease to your being. Could you let go of wanting control?
Fine.
Okay. And would you?
Yes.
And when?
Now.
Okay. And then just seeing what's here. Anything else that's pulling at you, that's telling you no. Just noticing any of that. Just allowing that to be here. Now, if you could create a little more space, a little more clarity, make it a little bit easier for yourself.
Yeah. Easier to realize, well, just, ain't shit for you. Yeah. Make that easier. Okay.
Marie, do you want to do this right now?
Yeah. I mean, that's how I really feel, but okay.
I understand, but I'm here to help you. And, it's, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to.
It's not that. I just actually feel really angry about this whole situation. So if we're saying that my feelings are going to be here, that's one of my feelings, unless that really isn't acceptable.
Okay.
I'm really angry about this.
Yeah. Can you just be angry? As
Well,
angry
yeah,
as you
but then I'm
are.
being told I don't want to do this. I'm angry.
No, I mean, if you feel anger, look, feel it. Feel it. I don't know if you
That's
were
what
on
I
the,
just said.
yeah, okay.
I am angry, and then I
Okay.
get told I don't want to do it. I'm angry.
Well, would you like to hold on to the anger? Do you want to keep it?
I don't know. I just feel that I'm angry. I don't know
Okay.
if I want to hold on to it or not. It's just that's what's here.
It's just what's here. That's fine.
I'm
So
angry. This
I
is
don't,
not right. That's all I'm saying. It
I
just
get it.
doesn't feel right to me that
I
I
get
should
it.
be having to go through this all the time. I just don't understand it.
I hear you. I hear you. I believe you. So one thing that Hale does, I don't know if you were on the beginning of the call, is if there's anger, can you just imagine, like, if you were just able to express that, we're not going to act this out, but just imagining in your mind what it would look like to really just unleash that anger, fully allow it. If you could do anything and there was no consequence at all, can you just allow that in your mind to be expressed as fully as it wants to? Acting out that anger. And what happens as you do that?
I'm acting it out in my mind.
Okay. And do you notice anything shifting as you do that?
I know I'm supposed to say yes.
You're not supposed to say anything.
Yeah, okay, I acted it out.
Okay. And is it the same as it was before?
Yeah, I just feel despondent. I just feel like nothing's different. It's all the same.
Okay. Okay. Are there any other feelings here in addition to anger?
Yeah, despair. I just feel like I don't have it.
Yeah. Okay. So can you allow despair to be here too? Just letting it be as it is. And anything else that's here in this moment, it's absolutely showing up for a reason. And it's allowed to be here. So can you give yourself permission to feel everything you're feeling?
Nothing good lasts. It's only bad stuff that lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. Nothing good.
Okay. So can you notice that? Notice that belief that appears to be true in your life experience.
Everybody around me is having everything they want, and I don't have anything. It's not just a belief. I'm looking at it.
Okay.
When people say it's a belief, it's like I made it up. And nothing is actually happening. That's what it sounds like. Like I'm a crazy person.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say you said that. I said that's what it sounds like when it says it's a belief. People use that word belief to say that what you're saying isn't really true. It's just what you're believing, but it's not really true. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so unfortunately my battery is going to die here any minute, and I'll hang out with you as long as it'll last. But just looking at your experience and what's happening, noticing the anger, noticing the despair, just noticing all of it. Is there any possibility that you see for an opening, for something to bring in more clarity, possibility of change, just anything to help shift out of this and to support you moving towards action, change, something different.
No, I
Okay.
had some kind of dream last night, but that was just a dream. I woke up and here I was.
Mhm.
I wish I'd never woken up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just notice. And even if it was just for a moment, like, do you feel like it would be helpful to loosen up even just a little bit some of this frustration? Like, is that helping you get where you're trying to go?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Where do you feel this in your body?
My entire body.
Your whole body? Okay.
Yep.
So can you notice that contraction? And can you, as you notice that and welcome it, can you squeeze your body some more? Like, really just tighten up your body as much as you can. Squeezing as many muscles as possible. Really feeling that contraction as much as you can. And then can you allow yourself to open up those muscles and relax them? And just noticing any sense of relaxation, even if it's just a little, just from not clenching and squeezing the muscles. Are you able to do that?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay. And just notice, like, okay, this is a little bit of an opening. You know, we're just sending a message to the body. And let's just do that a few times. Anything that you're able to squeeze and clench and just really magnify this resistance, this holding, the tightness, the contraction. And then allow it to open up. And just noticing the softening. What are you noticing, Marie? Hmm. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Did anything happen as you did that in the body? Did you feel any sense of relaxation at all?
I guess.
Okay. So is it possible that that sense of ease could even expand just a little bit more?
I suppose.
Hmm. I'm very sorry for the experience that you're having.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I don't know if there's more I can do with you right now. And I know my computer's going to die here any second.
That's fine. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I know we've went over quite a bit here, so I appreciate all of you that stayed. And I just want to take a moment in these last few moments. It's just to bring in love and support for Marie and for anyone else that's facing a challenging time in the world right now. I know there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of challenge. And Marie, my heart really does go out to you and anyone else that's experiencing challenge in any way. So anyone here that's listening, I just invite you to bring in this love, this endless love that's here, allowing it to expand within your body as best as you can, tapping into this love, even if it feels really far away, feels really distant. Any sense that you're able to connect with that feeling, I invite you to welcome that. Bring it in. And any problem that you're experiencing or anyone else that you know is suffering, I invite you to square it off with love. This is a technique that Lester used that we don't talk about very often. But whatever there's a challenge or difficulty, can you surround it with love as best as you can? It's easy for the mind to focus on the problem, what's wrong. That gets all of our attention. But as much as you're able to just bring in the love here, this trust that answers are available, there are possibilities. And if we can open ourselves up to this love, to this trust, creating a clearer channel for those answers to come forward, for solutions to appear. So may you welcome what's right around the corner, solutions arising, opportunities coming. As this love moves throughout your body, connecting with each and every other apparent individual, knowing that even though we may seem to be living separate lives, that we're all part of this one life, connected through love. And I send you all off with great love and appreciation wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And I thank you for joining us here today and look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank
Take
you
care.
for the love, and I'm sending love.
Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful day.
And you.
Hmm.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.